was laid up with COVID. I was out of my mind. But when I talk about getting to anxiety, Christine, and depression.
I know, and I'm sorry to even laugh a little bit, but Gwendolyn was like, yeah.
You're mean that way, it's okay. I just never want to see her again. Seeing Christine for the first time is like, hey, how are you? Well, it's a little uncomfortable, but hope you're doing well. I feel so betrayed after all that I have done for this marriage, and then to have her sort of talk me to the kids, I kind of feel like, in my heart, I just never want to see her again. And I want to spend some time hating her. Anyway, you wanted to talk about Christmas.
Holidays, right? Christmas,
Holidays.
Okay. So I was thinking about leaving a couple of days after Christmas. So like the 27th, we're gonna drive down. So we'll be here for a few days between Christmas and New Year's.
Can you guys test in Utah?
So even though you had COVID and everything, you still want us to test?
Well, Aurora hasn't had COVID. And she's,
Wait, seriously? So everyone
she
got
never
it but Aurora?
Nope, she never got it. Yeah, isn't that trippy?
I haven't talked to Kody about COVID. I really honestly forgot how concerned he is about it.
You travel here, you get here, you take the test.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is have them come over. If they can, stay close. Go see everybody else after so that we've got them just solid.
Then they're just gonna go up to Robin's house and I'll just go over to the rental and just hang out with Janelle and the kids. I'm not going to go to Robin's, no. No. Why?
When Janelle told us that she and her kids are gonna do Christmas separate from us, it broke my heart. I was very sad to hear it.
Thank you. So Gwendolyn's not gonna be here for Christmas. I was sick during her birthday was laid up with COVID.
You were also out of it.
Was she thinking that was funny too? I was out of my mind. But when I talk about getting to anxiety, Christine, and depression.
I know, and I'm sorry to even laugh a little bit, but Gwendolyn was like, yeah.
You're mean that way, it's okay.
I was married to him for 27 years, all right? Every time that guy got sick, it was like the whole world revolved around his being sick.
COVID was overwhelming for me. Not being able to sleep and not being able to breathe.
I'm sorry, Kody, her description of you is what's funny. What are you gonna do? Like, you can either laugh about things or cry about things, and if you can't look back with a sense of humor, what a waste.
I was in the fetal position on the floor sobbing. Well, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing here. I'm not laughing. I haven't been laughing with her leaving. I've never been laughing about this thing. She asked me to stop staying at her place. I wasn't laughing then. She moved my stuff into the garage. I wasn't laughing then. She left with Truly, and she left early. I wasn't laughing then. I've never been laughing about this.
My reaction is just terrible today. I'm so sorry. I'm not married to him anymore. It's so freaking awesome.
I don't think you've ever admitted your culpability in the problems in this family.
This is wild to me that you are blaming me for this. You are the
I'm not blaming you for everything.
You are the one.
But all I needed was your
You
back.
are the one who said the
up.
boys cannot come until they apologize.
And I corrected that, and you're
And
not
then
listening.
you said to me,
Stop
no,
that.
you listened to me.
I corrected that.
You listened to me.
I even apologized for that.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
Yes, 4 weeks ago, I apologized for that.
No, you
I
said
we need to get together, and all it is about talking with them.
No.
It's not about them apologizing.
No, you said, oh, well, that's after I'd already made my plans. And you're like, oh, well, I guess that was a conversation I had with you a couple times. So I can see where you thought that. I feel like I'm being gaslit. I'm being told that you say something.
You're using that because I used the term.
Oh, I came into this conversation expecting to use that term. Because I feel like you are constantly gaslighting me.
Janelle, okay, there's a problem in the family, a problem that needs to be solved, and everything's too hot now, and everybody thinks that I'm the bad guy. And so, I don't expect to see anybody at Christmas time. I don't expect to see you. You have cheated me out of my contact with my family.
It is not my fault. You asked them. You asked them, Kody. I have not done anything You ask them who they blame.
Well, they blame me because you do.
I do not.
Janelle, I saw you right there mock my rules.
Well, and I've seen you call me all kinds of names.
What? That you're lazy about the rules? That you won't accept accountability?
Cody, in the very beginning,
No,
you
make this
listen to me.
excuse forever. But
Shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
You keep cutting me off.
No.
You keep cutting me off.
There is no interest in understanding each other here. There is no interest in understanding. There is only a bitterness that has no place. I don't expect you to back me up anymore. I'm not going to look for it. I'm not going to ask for it. I don't expect you to try and help us co-parent the kids. That's too late. We're never going to do that.
This is not.
So what partnership do we have?
This is not only me, Kody. Don't you dare point your finger at me.
I've been here day long, in and out, for all these years without your support, while you were deciding what you were doing without consulting me.
You know what? Let me tell you what. No. You stay and talk.
I'm done listening to you.
You stay and talk.
No. I'm not going to, because you're not listening.
You're not listening to me.
And I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done?
Goodbye.
You.
I mean, do you really want to still have a plural family? Sometimes I can't tell.
You know, I've carried this burden our entire marriage. Everybody else had a tolerance for not being together. I felt like Atlas and the world's on my shoulder and I just shrugged it off. Nobody else picked it up. I've always worked hard for plural marriage. And just because we got here and I got a little bit cynical doesn't mean that I don't want plural marriage anymore. But what has Janelle done to help it? Janelle hasn't been living plural marriage. She's been living independence from a husband that's there when she wants him and has resources that she gets.
It feels like it's easy for you to be at Robin's house and that you don't want to be anywhere else.
But I was always at your house, too. I was always at your house.
No, I guess I'm just.
And I was always at Chris. Listen,
We don't have.
Janelle, you're going off of a recency bias with COVID.
Well, then you need to stop referencing what happened during COVID too. I mean, I just see I'm getting close to the line now and he's starting to get agitated because the way I see things is very different than the way he sees things.
This all came about because I felt like I wasn't being supported in what I was doing for the whole family. Does that make more sense?
But I think we all had children at different stages and it was you couldn't accommodate.
Well, I feel the obligation a little deeper to the littlest ones because of their needs.
I felt like that's all you saw were the little children and you stopped seeing your other children. You became so hyper-focused on the needs of the little kids, you stopped seeing the other kids' needs.
Kody has always made it a point to be part of his kids' lives, especially when they're younger. I think it's easy for him to forget that he should still nurture relationships with his adult children as well.
Listen, I didn't overreact to what was going on with Gabe and Garrison, but I think I went to extreme on how I felt. And in the end, it should have been just like, we need to have a conversation, not that you guys owe me an apology. And anybody who is adult making their own choices had to make their choices. They're free to do that, but I had to be able to protect the babies. I wish Solomon and Ariella had the same value to the whole family that they see other people.
See, I think those kind of statements are dangerous, Kody, because you assume a lot there. I wish that everybody valued Saul and Ari the way that, I feel like there's a lot of assumption and judgment there. So that's the kind of place where we need a counselor.
I mean, it doesn't matter as much now, but at the time I felt like I was being gaslit, manipulated, and lied to. Well, I think she's pointing her finger at some kind of favoritism towards Solomon and Ariella, which is the same favoritism I always gave to any of the little kids, starting from Logan all the way through. When they're little, I give them a lot. When they're adults, I still give them a lot, but I don't feel like my obligation is the same to them.
Okay, we're just gonna go the rounds again here, I think.
But you never validated my position, the
And
position
you're not
that
listening
I was forced
to me
into by this
either.
experience.
See, anyway.
I am listening to you, Janelle, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to lay it
No, I'm
on
just.
an idea that I didn't want to be around you. And that's not true
No,
at all.
I just asked you if you still want to live for a marriage, because I'm not sure.
I'm not deciding that this is over. This is me saying, Meri, what you want
Is never going to happen.
doesn't work. Christine just said, I'm gone, I'm done. And she might not have been wrong, but I was upset because there was no negotiation. It was just all one-sided. I'm not trying to do that, Meri. I'm trying to be fair. I am willing to fake being in love with Meri, doing my duties as a husband, sort of putting up with things that frustrate me so deeply that I struggle to be around her. If I need to, for the sake of whatever, I don't know, I can fake through this. I don't want to, but if you're going to insist, then we will. And she's like, I don't want that.
Why is he saying that he's willing to keep acting when he clearly hasn't been for 8 or 10 years? And also, I wouldn't want him to do that. I've wanted to heal our relationship and even create a new relationship, but I've never insisted on it. I know that you don't feel or consider yourself married to me.
That's not true. Kody and I disagree on this, but I don't think that he has.
This is the agreement you required of me in order to get married. This agreement that I gave you, our sacred covenant, was if I'm ever not in love with you, I won't just sit there and be in a pathetic place with you. You made me promise you that.
Were you sabotaging your relationship with Robin?
Yeah, I was, definitely.
Why?
Yeah,
You love her.
Yeah, but I wanted to punish myself. I thought of myself leaving Robin and having another lover and looking at this lover and going, I don't love you. I'm in love with another woman. I'm in love with a woman that I left because I was too much a piece of to manage the relationship. And what it was is just anger and I'm embarrassed. So you get embarrassed and then you get self-deprecating, you know, it's like just bad behavior. And a lot of people might go through this. These are my demons. And that's like doing something that destroys myself. Christine's leaving and I'm just angry. So a lot of dark winds were going through me, a lot of devil, a lot of temptation, which would be destructive of my relationship with Robin. So I dealt with a lot of anger and she would get frustrated. My anger was a turnoff. It was scary. And the dumb thing is, because I'm so honest, I share everything with her. So I shared stuff with her that was heartbreaking. I was like, I've been thinking like this. You can only imagine how terrible that was. You know, there's some things in a man's mind that should never be expressed.